Have you checked out Change Cars yet? That's the website where you can find your next car, because they only list cars from franchise dealers, giving you total peace of mind. That's changecars.co.za. A very different front end with a very different name, Omoda. And in case you don't follow the news in motoring, this is the new sub-brand, the luxury sub-brand from Chery, South Africa, and from the Chery group. Very, very unusual grille. Look at this front grille over here. It made me think immediately it could have been an electric car, but I do know for a fact that this platform is specifically designed for using electric as we go along. Very neat features at the front. Look at these daytime running lights across over here with your headlights down below, lots of scoops and angles, and you come around over here to 18-inch black alloys, but with lots of red, and red brake calipers even, because you'll see on this top model in the range there are so many red flashes, particularly on the outside, because they want this to be the sporty version. You may have noticed the mirrors fold automatically on locking, which is neat and useful. And I'm showing you this side for a reason, just for a change. Notice electric adjustment even on the passenger seat, which is really a nice feature. But strangely, it doesn't allow height adjustment. Just one of those odd things. Driver gets height adjustment. Don't know why, but anyway, not important, just showing it to you. Pop open the rear door and you'll notice as we come round towards the back, the pretty sharp slope of the C-pillar to the rear hatch. So it's got the coupe-esque look, as I always call it. But let's have a look what it does to your space in the rear of the car, because that's what really counts. And I jump in the back over here. You'll see headroom is very, very good. With my hat on, no problem at all. Legroom, the two seats are set pretty similar. So you can see I'm very comfortable with the legroom, and you've got a single USB for the rear seat with even ventilation over there, aircon vents. So again, it's a pretty nice place to be. And you've got these, they used to call them tombstone seats with a little peekaboo over there. It's a nice grab handle if nothing else, just I think to avoid the claustrophobic feel. Again, neat and useful. You come around to the back of the car, very interesting wraparound. Look at these tail lights. They go right into the C-pillar and extend into the rear hatch with almost a light bar effect across the back. What is nice, of course, on this car is on the top model, powered tailgate to a very good sized boot, which even has a 12-volt socket in the boot over there. And under the board, it's just a little bit of a nuisance. I can tell you, you've got a space saver spare wheel, but still it's there. And the Chery brand Do It is the 230T, which is the torque figure on this car, because it's powered by a 1.5 litre 4-cylinder petrol engine, putting out 115 kilowatts, 230 newton meters of torque through the front wheels using a 9-step CVT auto gearbox. All very neat, looks pretty good, and looks very distinctive. This car has attracted a lot of attention when we've been out and about with it. Let's check it out on the road and the interior. On the road, and it's a cold and frosty, high-felt morning right now. According to the car, it's 7.5 degrees outside, because we do these videos early morning, as I think you know. Now there goes the first thing. Bing bong, bing bong. Yes, that's what the indicator sounds like. And I must tell you, if you want to be, if there's something that I'm sure you can delve into menus and sub-menus, you would want to turn off the pings and the pongs and the bings and the bongs that this car gives you at various points that I haven't even worked out some of what they are. But it's a minor thing, and maybe I'm making more of it. You heard that now. It's just telling me heating over. In other words, it's telling me, let me tell you, this engine warmed up incredibly quickly. But there you go, it just tells me that. But besides that, I think I'm making something of nothing maybe. But it's smooth, it's comfortable, it's relaxed. I've driven it in normal. There are two modes, eco and sport. I've left it in the eco mode for this test, quite honestly. I just haven't had these circumstances or the desire to go into sport mode. But when you've got 115 kilowatts and 230 Newton meters of torque under your right foot, it's enough, quite honestly, for this car. And even on our trip through to Harties, through the twisties, it really performed nicely and it did well. And driven through the front wheels, as you'd expect on a medium SUV like this, the 9-speed, 9-step CVT gearbox is very smooth, very comfortable, and it certainly works effectively. So I've enjoyed that part of the car. And just overall, the driving aspect has been very relaxed, very comfortable. But that's not what the Omoda is about. And it's not where the differences are between, of course, I've got to say, the Chery Tiggo 7. We've got to keep mentioning. There, the differences, besides the extra 7 or 8 kilowatts and 20 Newton meters of torque, which, yes, does make a slight difference. Besides that, it's the interior, it's the luxury features, and it's some of the safety features that are added to this car that really do change the game and would make you decide to go Omoda instead of Chery. And that's something you're going to think about very hard for yourself and look at very hard for yourself. So I can't really comment on that. Let's see what our 3-point turn looks like over here. Are we going to make it? Are we going to make it? It's looking a bit tight, and the answer is no. But just swing the camera down quickly, because I've got to comment, of course, on the camera system here. Look at that. You've got the dual cameras, you've got the overhead, you've got the reverse, and then wait a moment, because you've also got the forward view when you put it into drive again. So those are really good features. And you've got that Chery feature, which may or may not come up in a moment or two, where, of course, you see that virtual of cars around you when you stopped in certain circumstances at robots, things like that. To me, that's an amazing safety feature, and I think that would really make a difference as far as I'm concerned. So those are features that really do count. Another feature is this very interesting gear lever over here. I don't know what you want to call it, but it really falls nicely into your palm, park over there. But a catch I did find was, with most cars, when you want to go into reverse, there's a little button or a catch or something on the side, on the driver's side, which is the right place for it. And I tried that a few times when I first got the car, and I found I was putting it in manual mode, because that's how you engage manual mode, not as a release or a safety from going into reverse by accident. So just be aware of that. That's all I'm saying. It's more than anything else. Right, let's stop the car and let's have a look, as we always start off, at the dashboard now. And I'll show you. Of course, you've got the fully digital dashboard over here. There are a few things, and I admit, you always know, I always tell you, I know me and tech are not the best of friends. But I have been struggling, for example, to find the setting for fuel consumption, for example, on this car. And the other one was, I'll mention in a minute, but just this little drive now has shown 9 liters per 100. I can tell you that running around doing drives, it's sort of gone into the mid-7s on the open road cruise to Harties, and 9 around town. So you're going to average about the 8 liters per 100. Take my word for it. Will you do that, please? But what you've got is that nice one-piece dash across to the central screen over there, which is always useful and always nice. So it looks very upmarket. And then on the steering wheel, very importantly, if you have a look, you've got mode and sound and everything on this side, and on this side is where it starts telling you things, because you've got active cruise control, you've got lane keep assist, you've got lane departure, you've got blind spot warning, you've got rear traffic, cross traffic warning. I think you're getting my picture right now, aren't you? You've got all the safety spec. I think it's level 2 autonomous, they call it. You've even got, very interestingly, up here, I can't show it to you now, but you've got a USB up here on the side of the mirror setup, which is perfect for a dash cam, only on the driver's side. So you've got that. Now you've got these standard press buttons, which is nice for your ventilation system, so it's not only on the screen. Thank you for that. Omoda, I do appreciate that you don't have to use that to get to the screen, and that makes a difference. And you've of course got all your functions over here. Now I said to you I was going to complain about something. Android Auto. I just could not link the Android Auto to this car for some reason. It says it's a wireless. I used it with a cable, without a cable, just wouldn't work. Thank you. All right, carry on. But down here, very interesting. You've got 2 spots for phones. One wireless charging, but you've got the 2 very nice ones here. And as I said, meant to be wireless charging and wireless Android. Let's leave it at that. You've got the buttons over here. Your drive mode is over there. I've shown you the shift over there. A volume control, good feature over there. And a home button there. So those are useful while you're driving. Now, again, very difficult to show on the camera, but this is one of these dual height. So with a dual height corners over there, you can see it's very useful, nice place to hide your phone if you're not putting them on those top sections. And you've got 2 USBs, USB A and C, and a 12 volt. But interestingly, the USBs are on the passenger side. Not quite sure why, but I don't think it makes any real difference. You've got the artificial leather, which is a nice feature to have. And on this top model, you've got just a standard sunroof, not a panoramic. But again, something you want, you don't want. Maybe a panoramic option would be quite nice. I don't know. Not powered, as you notice, the blind. But again, it's absolutely nothing of note. Well, the point of the Omoda C5 is, yes, it carries a premium of about 40 to 50,000 Rand over the equivalent Tiggo 7 model. So you are looking at 447,900 up to 510,000 Rand as we are in the car right now. But when you allow for all that autonomous safety and active safety, that's not a big premium at all, quite honestly, and a couple of extra luxury features that get thrown in as well on the top model. So you're looking, as I said, 447 to 510,000 Rand, and never forget, of course, that warranty that stands at 5 years, 150, but extends to 10 years, 1 million kilometers for the first owner of the car, not transferable. Chery, the Chery Group, have been selling up a storm in South Africa since coming back late 2021, and this is in addition to the range. They've positioned it slightly above, and you can see feature-wise exactly why and how it deserves that. Looks a bit different, but boy oh boy, features for money. How do you beat an offer like this? For Motor Matters, I'm Eleanor. I'll see you next time.